Hello guys, welcome back. Race 14, Donington Park, Great Britain, coming right up. And those of you who might have been following this series for a while should know by now that I usually have a really hard time here at Donington. I can't really explain why. It's not that I don't like the track. I think the track is quite interesting actually, but for some odd reason I always seem to get the short end of the stick here. In a manner of speaking anyways, but we're going to be doing things a little differently here this time around, because usually my troubles stem from the fact that I am having a hard time qualifying properly on this track. So I'm going to be waiting for about 5 minutes here before I put in my one and only qualifying lap, and hopefully the track is going to be rubbered in somewhat, and maybe that is going to help me get a little closer to the front of the grid here, because obviously these middle of the pack starts at Donington. This is a very narrow track. There aren't too many straights or obvious overtaking spots here, so hopefully this is going to help us. Getting right down to business here, the main straight as we come into Red Gate, going from 7th down into 3rd gear here and running very wide as a matter of fact. And this is a kind of a twisty turny part of the track right here after Red Gate. And the problem is, after the start there, you got like 22 cars all trying to fit into this very narrow track, and the track is going left and right all over the place. And every time you start in the middle of the pack or near the back of the grid, you end up in a load of trouble there, and very rarely are you able to escape that part of the track without any sort of damage because of contact with other cars here. Hopefully we're going to be putting in a fast lap this time around, and this is going to change as we come down Starkey Straight here into the S's, just taking the apex there perfectly, not even clipping the cones. I'm really not sure what's happening there. Best sector 2 time 2. Dare we hope for a pole position or at least a top 5 position here as we come through the Melbourne hairpin here, coming up on Goddard's and out on the main straight here, back down into second, hopefully taking that one nicely and coming out on the main straight. It's going to be interesting to see how this lap is going to stack up against the AI here, and didn't really see the time there. P21, are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god. I had the fastest sector 1 time, the fastest sector 2 time, and somehow I managed to throw it all the way out the window here in sector 3. Oh my god, this is the exact opposite of what we had hoped for here. This is not going to be an easy race by a long shot here. Anyway, Ian Bell taking pole there, and Paul Chapman way down into P19, and Andrea Cosentino P20. What happened here today? So here we are, guys, getting ready to get out of the gate, and the only positive that I can take from this is that we are not expecting to see any rain during the race here. And Paul Chapman right ahead of us there, Andrea Cosentino on our left shoulder. He doesn't get a very good start. We're up to P20, right on the exhaust there of Paul Chapman. But the problem with this narrow track is that we really don't have much of an opportunity to dive bomb anybody getting into turn 1 there. A little bit of contact there with Paul Chapman. A sign is flying everywhere. We take some debris right in the face there, and Daniel Hooper is now up into P18. He's right ahead of us there as we have advanced a couple of positions there. Curtis Hardy, teammate of Torben Simon, is right behind us there. We're going to try and go down the inside here of Daniel Hooper, but he has the line, and he is going to take away the corner there. And wouldn't you know it, Curtis Hardy moving down the inside of us as well here as we come into turn 7. You can't see the apex as you come up the hill here, and somebody's running very wide off track there. Heinz-Dieter Kramer appears to be off track and out of the race here, and as we come down into the S's here, heading down the inside there of Tero Newton and clipping the clipping the cone there. Thankfully no damage, or at least I think there's no damage here as we head into Melbourne, running way too deep into the corner there, and Tero Newton and packing us right back for P17. And as we're having to fight off Andrea Cosentino there on our right side, we have the lane here heading into Goddard's and should be able to take this corner. And wouldn't you know it, we managed to do just that as we head out back on the main straight here. Lap 1 status, we are up into P17 as we already have 1 car out of the race. Skipping to lap 3, we are up into P16 here, heading into Red Gate, running a little wide indeed here. Somebody else has retired from the race. I'm not really sure what happened there, but as we come through this particular turn here. We have Andrea Cosentino moving down the inside of us. They're almost running us off track here. Have to regain our composure, running very wide indeed. And wouldn't you know it, there, Curtis Hardy having a look down the inside as well, as he has to back out of that one, taking out a sign in the process. And there's a load of drama going on right here early in the race. Coming out on Starkey straight here, Andrea Cosentino opening up a huge gap to us already, and somebody's going very slowly indeed. That was Tobias Coltau. Appeared to have lost a wheel there. Loads of sparks coming from the car, and I expect to see that Tobias is probably going to be retiring from this race as well. Coming through McLean's here, running very wide indeed, way off track here. Curtis Hardy all over our mirrors. We're going to be trying to take away the inside line here heading into turn 8, but Curtis, whoa, going down the outside of us there. He must have some sick traction going there. We're going to be returning the favor here, heading down inside Curtis Hardy. Coming through the S's, we clipped the second cone there, so that's not going to happen anymore during this race. And loads of drama again, loads of fighting over the insignificant positions down here at the heavy end of the field there, so to speak. But this is by no means a boring race. Running wide yet again here, coming up the hill into turn 8, taking the apex perfectly for once this time around. Oh my God, and we almost lose the back end of the car, kill a sign in the process. Thankfully, it doesn't appear as though we've suffered any damage there, but Curtis Hardy obviously taking advantage of that as we are down into P17, now having to contend with Stefan Schmidt, who is about 0.8 of a second behind us here. Skipping ahead to lap 11 here, coming down Starkey straight into the S's. Curtis Hardy going very slow at this point, and I'm starting to think his tires might be going off the cliff here ever so slightly as we come into Melbourne's. We're going to have a look down the inside, see if we can't get the inside line here, but we have to back out of that one. But like I said, this guy, for some odd reason, is not going very fast at this point here. Having a look down inside, going into Goddard's, but we have to back out of that one as well here, so we're just going to be biding our time here, see if we can't make a move coming down the main straight here into Redgate. Going down the inside, this is going to be a break-in match. We make that move stick as we are up into P16. Whoa! Contact coming out of the turn. I'm not really sure what happened. We need to see the replay. But one thing's for certain, we are out of the race here on lap 12, having lost a wheel. And I suppose this just adds yet another to a seemingly endless streak of bad races here at Donington Park. So there you have it, guys. Ian Bell taking the win here today. Greg Barbier finishing second, and Robert Schmidt rounding off the podium in third. And I guess if we're going to be taking a positive from this race, it's the fact that Paul Chapman didn't manage to score any points. And looking at the fastest lap, whoa. All right, Ian Bell, 109.045 for qualifying there. That's the pole position time. Look at Torben Simon. He's a second and a half faster during the race. I'm not really sure what was up with that. And championship standings, we are still leading that category, 155 points. Greg Barbier in second, 100 points straight. Paul Chapman still in third, 79 points. But we really need to start putting some points up on the table here. Otherwise, Greg Barbier is going to be in a perfect position to catch us. We only have 5 races remaining. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this one, please be sure to leave a like or subscribe to this channel for more Project Cars action. And I'll be back soon enough. Bye-bye.